Thank you so much for watching and listening. Of course, you want to subscribe. We have amazing content. Oop, and here's your fantastic joke. I say dripping with sarcasm. So, why is a baseball team, because we're coming into baseball season, why is it similar to a muffin? Because they both rely on the batter. I know, right? We get it over with because then everything goes up from there. Kind of a low point, and then we improve from that point on. And we're going to finish our series today with Easter in the middle. And we've talked about Jesus' triumphant entry into Jerusalem, and then he overturns the money changers' table in the temple and drives out the money changers, all that. Then last week we talked about Jesus washing his disciples' feet as a servant, demonstrating serving each other. And this week, I'm really kind of excited about this because, again, I love that through this whole series, we see Jesus doing what people don't expect, right? He kind of goes off the script. He doesn't conform to human parameters, ideas, expectations, and it's the same this week. Because after Jesus rose from the dead, which that kind of was a shocker right there, people were like, what? Where'd he go? His body's not here. What are we thinking here? There's two dudes that are walking on the road, and it's called the road to Emmaus. That's the name of the town. We read about this in Luke 24, verses 13 to 35. And two of Jesus' followers were walking on the road after Jesus had risen from the dead, and they didn't know what was going on. So they're walking, and some guy joins them as they're walking along the road. And they're talking about what just happened, and the guy who joins them says, what are you guys talking about? And they're like, well, these are the events that happened in Jerusalem. We follow this guy Jesus. He was an amazing prophet. We thought he was going to, save Jerusalem, save Israel, and be the Redeemer. And then Jesus says, what are you guys talking about? And I like what they say to him. They're like, are you the only person in Jerusalem who doesn't know what's going on? How could you be so obtuse, so dumb? How could you be so oblivious to the current events in this? This is like life. The whole city is up in arms. What's happening? And his body's missing on top of that. So we don't know what's going on. And I love what Jesus does because this is who Jesus is. He's walking with them and they don't recognize him. This is some random guy who's just taking a stroll with them on their way to Emmaus. And as he's walking with them, it says he began to explain the scriptures about him, the prophecies about him, from Moses all the way through the prophets. And he opened their eyes, their understanding, to perceive, to receive what he was telling them. And can you imagine taking that walk with Jesus? You don't know it's Jesus, but he starts to explain to you all of the Bible verses related to him, the prophecies. And he communicates, teaches you one by one. And you have like this walk, just a walk and talk with Jesus. How cool is that? And then it says he acted like he was going to continue on once they landed at Emmaus. And they said, hey, why don't you just stay with us to the sun setting and you could just stay and have dinner with us. And so he agrees to that. And it says when he broke the bread, they recognized him and he disappeared immediately. And then they're talking to each other and they said, did not our hearts burn within us as he explained and talked to us about the prophecies related to him? I love that. I think that whole journey, all those verses, I love the honesty of the people walking along, the two dudes traveling and their interaction with Jesus. I love that Jesus opened their eyes, their understanding so they could grasp what he was communicating to them. All those things. And then the holy heartburn. Holy heartburn, something where it's like, oh my goodness, my heart, my soul is a flutter, is a stir, because I feel this vibrancy, this energy, this life. And when he's talking to me, I'm just getting really, really excited. I love that. And I think when we authentically converse with Jesus, communicate, chat with Jesus, whether it's taking a walk, whether it's in church, whether it's, at home, if you're reading the Bible, whether it's journaling, those authentic conversations, chats with Jesus can stir up our hearts, our affection, our love for Jesus. Because at the end of the day, genuine Jesus is simply irresistible. And we can experience holy heartburn in having conversations with Jesus in our daily living. So I want to ask you this question as we finish up. What verse catches your attention or quickens your heart? Is there a Bible verse? You're like thinking about it. What Bible verse catches your attention? What's one that you it's a default? What is that? Just write that in the comments there. That would be great. And thank you for subscribing. Of course, right here, you want to hit the notification bell because we will keep you posted when we put up new content. Thanks again for watching and listening.